We've all seen the Grinch, that iconic green monster, perched high above Whoville, his heart famously 2 sizes too small. We see him as the villain of Christmas, the ultimate party pooper. But what if we've been looking at him all wrong? What if the Grinch was never truly evil, just deeply, deeply wounded? This isn't just a story about a holiday heist. It's a profound look into the heart of loneliness, the sting of rejection, and the incredible power of a little kindness to heal the deepest scars. It is an emotional and psychological journey that asks us to look past the monster and see the person hidden inside. So let's travel back up that snowy mountain and take another look inside that lonely cave. To understand the Grinch, you have to understand his past. He wasn't born a monster. He was made one. He was a product of rejection. Imagine being a child who looks different, who feels like an outsider from the very beginning. Every laugh, every pointed finger, every door shut in his face was another layer added to his emotional armor. Psychologically, this is a classic defense mechanism. Repeated rejection and ridicule don't just cause pain. They curdle it into bitterness and resentment. Over time, that pain becomes a fortress. The Grinch's fortress was his cave, and his anger was the wall he built to keep everyone out. He didn't lash out because he was mean. He lashed out because he was hurt. And think about what he targeted: Christmas. But did he really hate the carols, the lights, the presents? No. He hated what they represented. He hated the belonging, the joy, and the community that he felt so completely denied. Every cheerful song was a reminder of his silence. Every family gathered around a tree was a spotlight on his solitude. He wasn't trying to destroy their happiness. He was trying to destroy the very thing that made him feel so painfully alone. It's a powerful, if tragic, life lesson. Hurt people often push others away first, because it's less painful than being pushed away themselves. They'd build walls not to keep others out, but to see who cares enough to break them down. Now let's turn our gaze down to Whoville. On the surface, it's a paradise of festive cheer. Perfectly wrapped presents, dazzling decorations, and an almost manic obsession with the performance of Christmas. But look closer. Whoville, in its own way, represents the illusion of happiness. Their joy is loud, it's bright, it's commercial. The Whos are so caught up in the stuff of Christmas, the feasting, the gifts, the perfect aesthetic, that they seem to miss the spirit of it. Their celebration is more about external perfection than internal connection. And in doing so, they unknowingly reinforce everything the Grinch believes about the world. He sees their materialism and concludes that love and acceptance are conditional. To be loved in Whoville, you have to fit in, you have to have the right things, you have to look the part. His exclusion isn't just social, it's almost transactional. He doesn't have what they have, so he doesn't belong. This teaches us a crucial lesson. Celebration without genuine connection is empty. A party full of people can still be the loneliest place on earth if no one truly sees you. The Whos weren't bad people, but their focus on the superficial made them blind to the suffering right above their heads. And then into this world of hardened hearts and hollow cheer walks Cindy Lou Who. She is the emotional catalyst, the single spark of light that changes everything. What makes Cindy Lou so powerful? It's her innocence, but more than that, it's her genuine compassion. She doesn't see a monster, she sees someone who is sad. She doesn't fear him, she doesn't judge him, and most importantly, she doesn't try to change him. She simply sees him. When everyone else in Whoville is busy with their Christmas lists, Cindy Lou is asking a fundamental question. Why? Why is he alone? Why is he so unhappy? Her kindness is not strategic or transactional. She doesn't offer him a gift in exchange for good behavior. She offers him curiosity and empathy. She climbs that treacherous mountain not to lecture him, but to listen to him. In a world that had only ever shown him conditional acceptance, her simple, unconditional act of seeing him for who he is begins to dismantle the walls he's spent a lifetime building. This is the story's most beautiful lesson. Genuine empathy can reach places where force, judgment, and bribery never will. It doesn't demand change. It creates the safe space where change becomes possible. This brings us to the climax of the story, the Grinch's transformation. He's done it. He's stolen every present, every tree, every last crumb of Who pudding. He stands on Mount Crumpet, waiting for the sounds of crying and despair. He expects their Christmas to be ruined because he took their things, but instead, he hears singing. The Whos, stripped of all their material possessions, are standing hand in hand, their voices rising in a chorus of pure, unadulterated joy. In that moment, the Grinch has a profound realization. Christmas doesn't come from a store. It isn't about the presents or the decorations. It's a feeling, it's connection, it's belonging. And witnessing this, something magical happens. His heart doesn't just grow. It floods with the very thing he thought he hated. The change doesn't come from punishment or failure. He technically succeeded in his mission. The change comes from witnessing unconditional joy and in that moment, being included in it. When the Whos welcome him down into their celebration, they aren't forgiving a thief. They are welcoming home a lost member of their community. This connects so deeply to our own lives. People don't heal because we fix them. They heal when they feel they matter, when they are given a place to belong, scars and all. Love doesn't fix people by force. It simply invites them back to the table. So as we look back on this story, we see it's about so much more than a grumpy green creature. It's a mirror held up to our own world. The Grinch teaches us that the people who seem the most unlovable are often the ones who need love the most. He reminds us that behind anger is almost always pain, and behind bitterness is a deep-seated longing for connection. Maybe the greatest gift we can ever receive isn't what's under the tree, but who is willing to make room for us at the table, just as we are. The story asks us to reflect on our own lives. Who are the outsiders in our world? Who are the people we've dismissed as Grinches? And what would happen if, instead of judging them, we simply tried to understand them? What if we offered a little of Cindy Lou, whose kindness? We might just find that we have the power to make a heart grow 3 sizes, too. Thanks for watching.